Hi everyone, my name is Sohail Maharaj. Today I bring you another success and change-making story from Kenya. We have Dancan with us. Dancan has been effectively working in his community and is as a GCF fellow. Dancan, can you introduce yourself and your initiative?
Okay. Yeah, I'm called Okaka Dancan. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a global change maker. I'm very happy for this conversation. I have been for change maker academy for some time since last year. So we are working on projects here in Kenya. I'm running an organization called Saidika Organization, where we are addressing the poverty, we are eliminating the poverty through household economic strengthening model. And one of our vision is we want to give hope. We want to create love and opportunity to the slums where we are working and where we are implementing other programs in Kenya here. I thank you very much.
That's very inspiring to know. When we talk about the African continent, it really brings a lot of struggle to your mind and on, and how people are really pushing for lives and all. There's a lot of distress that is attached to this word in itself. But what's very much amazing and what's very much inspiring is young people like you are coming forward and are getting part of this process and are helping to build the societies and helping communities to get sustainable. It's very inspiring. And may I know, Dancan, what is the motivation? What was that triggered you to start this organization or this initiative? What does that actually triggered you? Because not so many people are able to think about change and all, and they do not find the courage, or there are I would say systemic barriers where people find it hard to speak for change and all. But you have quite started the process, and now it's helping the people. Can you please explain what was the motivation that actually you had or triggered you?
Thank you. I think the motivation part of my change making journey is because you see, most of the time I was raised in slum and I was a teacher. So most of the parents, they trusted me to give them the support and to make some change to their children, so that we can bring some change. So one day I was just walking in the slum of Kibra where we were operating. Then I met a certain shosh because the grandpa, she was not able to actually to get the support, despite we had a lot of organization in the slum. Like now, she told me, Duncan, I heard we have a lot of organization here in slums, but what kind of people are they supporting? Because I haven't get any support since I'm just overhearding them. So for me, it was like, yes, I know some of them, but I don't have direct link on the way that I can take this grandpa to get the support. So like I said, okay, I know this and this, but I don't know the people that are there. So for me, like I said, no. I want to bring the change, that I want to come up to bring the gap of what is existing in the community so that I can bring the change and I can bring the new idea and the fresh idea in terms of how I can support my people. So I went back to my house and I started thinking if these people can trust me, because they thought that I'm working with those organizations and yet I was not working with those organizations. So I feel that some pain and some pain of my people need support, and it's not about financially. So the key thing was, like I said, no, I need to start something differently from what is there in the community, because what was there actually, they are basing mostly on the giving cash, giving the handouts to these people. So now, the first moment I did my research, I get somebody's in a project over 20 years, but there is no any impact you can measure about that person. So like I said,
you thought about you thought about creating an impact in the society, and you wanted to start it from the immediate community. That's really great. I do not want to rate your this work or your initiative, but could you please share what are the success stories and figures you have? Could you please share some success stories and the figures you have?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So, now the success story is the part that I like to share most to see how the impactful that you have been during this time, because now this is our fourth year now since in time of operation, because we started in 2018, but we are full registered in 2019 on 23rd March. Out of that, we have been doing amazing job that you can even testify from our social media and the people that are around us. Because now the success stories are coming from the projects that we are implementing to see on how we are doing and what kind of support are we giving. So out of the projects that we are doing, one of our success story, we have been able to support over 5,000 girls with sanitary towels on monthly
5,000 girls.
basis.
Okay, 5,000
Yes,
girls you've been able to support. Okay, and what was the support that you provided to those 5,000 girls?
uh, that's I'm coming slowly. Just give
Oh,
me
all
time.
right. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll be
Okay.
very,
So
happy to know all that. Yeah, please
Okay,
take
okay.
us
So
there.
for the 5,000 girls, for because you see we have a mentorship program that is aiming to give mentorship between the girls of age 9 to 25 years. So because we have been doing psychological support to these girls, we have doing some guiding and counseling on weekly basis. Yes, yeah, so we have been now out of the guiding and counseling, out of the mentorship session. For these now teenage girls, I'm talking about teenage girls, we have been able to support 5,000 girls with sanitary towels. Actually, for us, we call it a dignity pack. When I say about dignity pack, I mean like is a package that has two sanitary towels, it has soap, it has lotion, it has toothpaste, and it has a toothbrush where they are getting that on monthly basis, and it has two parties. So because this we wanted to breach the rate of teenage pregnant here in Kenya. So we said no, we don't just want to give the products, but we want to have the mentorship where we sit with our girls, we discuss, we do guiding and counseling, we do psychological support. So for that, we're able to reach 5,000 girls. Now, again, another number that we have reached, I think I will explain by the program. Then at the end of the day, I will give the cumulative number of the beneficiary we have reached. So also we had the teenage mothers. Teenage mothers, these are now the girls that get pregnant at the early age. So you get other who are being actually abandoned by their families. Uh, where now they're not able to continue the education. So others maybe live at lower standard without getting some education. So for me, I was asking now, because we are in 21st, 22nd century, how will be these girls adapt, or how will they fit to the society, to those people that have reached in college and universities? So we came up now, we sit down, we are sitting down with them, we tell them, okay, you guys, what can you do? Can you go back to school? Or can you do some vocational courses? So now is between the two, between us organization and the girls. So whatever they agree, now we do the arrangement to make sure that they can go back. So for the quite of time, we have been in partnership with some community vocational training. I can highlight few. We have St. Charles Luanga, and we have St. No
Wait.
Vocational Training Center. We have linking these girls to do the catering course. Now those are teenage mothers to do the tailoring courses, to do the hairdressing and beauty therapy. Out of that, to now, to date, we are able to support 1,000 teenage girls who have gone back to school, and others have done the courses and already they have graduated. Also, we thank to
No,
that.
all these numbers bring a lot of optimism in the world. It really adds up to the dreams of people, who were once probably thinking that, whether who were in dilemma about, like, how Africa will succeed its way, but these figures, really bring a lot more optimism to everybody who wish good for the world, and especially for the Africa. I mean, this is definitely going to lead a great impact, and things work in a sequence, and they are related to each other, and I believe like this is really going uh, to bring a revolution in the developmental sector in Africa. And I'm very happy, like, people like you starting these initiatives and are helping these communities, like you just spoke about these girls and all. Imagine, like, what if you were not there to support them? What would have happened to them? It would have been the same story, as the same cycle of things they would have faced. Lots of, like, setbacks and all. But we always talk about interventions and all, and this is something that I call as early intervention. And you made it, and that's really going to impact and make early impact. So I'll come to my next question. I'll just thinking about, like, you talk about a lot of numbers and all. What were the different challenges that you faced? Because I already asked you that. Talking about change in Africa is really a big thing. And then to deliver, having a deliverables really means
Sure.
you have come a long way. So I'll be really happy if you can
Uh,
share, like, how was it, like, how did you start the initiative, what was the initial challenge and all, what was it? Yep.
thanks. For sure, it has been a tough journey. Now we had a lot of challenges for the starting, because one of the challenge was the team. The team we started with, we reached a point where, like, the whole team had to go because we didn't have anything to support them in terms of paying them allowance. That time, organization required a lot from us, from the pockets, even for sustain the program, like buying the sanitaries, we needed from our pocket and friends. So where, like, now we are the people that were in organization, we used to spend a lot of our money in organization. So the team reached a point that they gave up. They said, no, we thought that when we come, we will get more and we'll get paid, but now we are giving more. So it was a challenge where that the whole team that we had, the team of volunteers, the counselors, had to go. But we said, no, this the challenge that we'll undergo and we'll face. Provided we are two or we are three, we will use external volunteer from different organizations. We give them mandate. Others, sometimes during COVID, we used to do online trainings. We talk to the friends that they are from different areas. We gather the girls. We send the links through the phones. They're able to follow up the mentorship where they are. So another thing that the challenge has been resources, because you see now the COVID catalyzed everything, because you see we started and it was actually just 1 year, then we had the COVID. After registration, it was like 3 months, then COVID broken out. Then we had now a lot of over dependence to organization, because the families in slums were back to their households. So, like, everybody was something to feed. We are here, our family is hungry, what can we do? So we were on toast to make sure we talk to well wishers, we talk to the different organizations, we talk to the faith, religious organization, government organization, to make sure that we're able to support our people. Uh, in the long run, we have been having challenge of mindset that in Islam, to change the mindset of the people that have been there for some quite of time, we get is difficulty. As I said, because you see, we are not the only organization that we operate in Islam. We have the big fish, as we call those that they have funds, they have resources, they have everything. You get it now. So they don't care about the impact, they care about the number. As you said, they want to have the number, but they don't care about the impact. So also sometimes we came under pressure where we get, like, now the beneficiaries, they want to do as how the CDF is doing. We want to do how is that organization doing, but we said no, because we are growing, let's do the way we are. If we can support this is what to be able to be supported. So also we make sure that we stand firm to whatever that we are doing, because we cannot do how other organization done. So it is taking us a lot of time, because to change their mindset is hard. They are after the cash. Now you see, we don't have cash because for us, our modeling is a skill model, that we want to give them the skills so that they get to know how to get cash, not how to come for cash. You get it? So that has been a lot of challenge, specifically the resources. It has been not easy, but it's just through the strategic fundraising, the network of friends, and also because we have been fundraising through kind and all that. because even if you don't give us cash, we request to give us kind, to donate to us clothes, you donate to us sanitaries, then we give to the beneficiary, we donate to us to books. That's how we have been moving with this journey.
What is that you're planning for next, like 5 years down the track? You see your initiative. How will your initiative look like after 5 years down in Kenya? Right now, what are the numbers that you was going
Okay.
to set for your initiative and all?
Perfect. For because we are working on that plan of 5 years. In 5 years' time, the organization will be hitting international, or will be hitting globally. That means that in Kenya, will be operating in all five slums and other counties part, like because we have different counties in Kenya, like we have the Mombasa and all that, so that we want to operate in those major counties that we have the challenges that we need to address. So that means in 5 years, the first we will have the organization will have been joined in terms of the branches of the sub office, because we'll have the main office here in Nairobi, then we'll have other sub office in different locations. And also because we are working to partner with the international organization from different continents to make sure that we are able now to reach our target that we want to do, that we want to support our people. In terms of number, we are targeting a lot of beneficiaries depending on the program that we want to implement, because we have different programs that we implement. So every target was the program that is there. But in 5 years, it will be something different. In addition to that, in 5 years or in 3 years' time, we will have. I want to work on a global change maker laboratory. You get me? So this laboratory, we want to use it to equip, to change, to give the skills to youth, to give them the harmful learning. So it want to be the globally. You get it? Yeah. And also this in 5 years in these areas that we want to set up, we'll be setting up the sanitary towel center, we'll be setting up the water points and all that. So in 5 years, it will be amazing, I tell you.
That's very amazing to know. That means a lot more positivity and lot more possibility, and a lot more optimism for the people who are able to dream and want to have life with dignity. Very great to hearing these impact numbers. Dangan, I'll be also interested, like how will you evaluate or kind of rate your experience at GCF? What were the different sessions or the verticals at GCF that helped you to grow or accelerated your impact and all? Do you think GCF has really helped you to grow or maybe accelerate your impact and all?
Yeah, sure, sure. The GCF has helped me a lot to grow. I cannot hesitate to say that. Because the first topic about the vision and mission, clarity, that was my first very interesting topic. Because remember, I was struggling like now this vision and mission, how should I put it? Because in fact, when I share you my first scope of work, you will be worried. I had different mission and vision. I tried to write this, work this, but we gone to the point where now I said, and I said no, out of from what I have learned to clarify my vision and mission, this is what I need to address, and this perfect fits what I'm doing. Then, because we had data analysis, I have been doing data and all that. It now is helping us as organization before doing a project to be able to do the data analysis and data research, the figures, then the number, and what are the challenge. Now, the major interesting part that I cannot hesitate to say, it was about the fundraising and the proposal writing. Because even in my objective, I was saying like, you guys, because for organization to run, we need resources. Like I was, how should we do the fundraising? How should we do the resource mobilization for us to run? Because minus resource you cannot run. So I got the fundraising, very amazing, very interesting topic that where I enjoyed at those idea on how we can fundraise starting with the people that we have and all that. And in fact, immediately I just completed that session of fundraising. I was even able to cascade to my team, like I tell them, you see, guys, fundraising is like this one. This is what I have been looking for. Yeah. And it takes time. It takes time. And this now is the process. Like everybody was, in fact, these are amazing. So I had those topics that were interesting for me, the ideation on how to do the idea and all that. So in fact, I can say everything. So, and also in addition to that, because I can say I'm the only the Global Changemaker Fellow that I have featured mostly in the CGF journal. Like when you go to their platform, you'll get like I have featured like 5 times. The youth day we had the interviews and all that globally, the journal Changemaker. So like that exposure and connection and for me, it is amazing. Yeah.
All right. We're glad to hear like you had a great experience. I mean, we always try and want to maximize our efforts and strategy and planning to help like young community leaders and youth leaders around the globe to build resilience and potential in their initiatives. And that's the idea about like Global Changemaker Fellowship. For creating more positivity and possibility in the world. We're glad you had a great experience with us, and we look forward for that. I'll be very interested. What will be your message for the youth of the world? What is that you will say? Message
Uh,
that
my,
you
my,
would.
my message to you, to the world, is that one, we need to be the risk maker, or we need to take the risk, because you see the youths, we are not able to take the risk. We need just to do what we can. Let's get out. Let's try things to work out. Let's just move out of our comfort zone. Like, yes, we have that an effort. Yes, we are able, we can do it. If if Nani did it, I can also able to do it. So like we have that passion about like we need to make the change, then the change starts with we ourselves. So let's because we see the youth, we are just within our cocoons, and our expectations are very high. When you complete the school, you don't want to do something constructive. We end up being in drugs. We end up doing some criminal activities. You see, you come here like for us, you come in our center, we give you some opportunity to explore, we give you some online job. Like, let's knock the door. Let's don't just sit at our own pace, like I have done my master's, I have done my degree, my diploma, now everything will be okay. No, we need to get out. We need to explore. Provided you are learned, you need also to get other experience to say, I have this, but I need to explore more. Let's try to work things out. It will work out, it won't work out. We fall down, we move on. Yeah,
All right.
that's how things are.
That's very inspiring, Dancan. I wish like we have like more people like you everywhere in the world, like and that will really believe in me. When I look up to profiles and initiatives like you, around the globe, I really feel very scared because it just adds meaning to the world, to all the pledges that people are taking, or people are even there are some things that are in the subconscious minds that we want to do this thing, that thing, and all. Somebody wants to contribute for a community where he wants to set up healthcare and all. I think this all is like contributing to that big picture. Again, Duncan, I'm very happy and really appreciate all the efforts that you are taking. It was really wonderful talking to you today. Thanks for being part of this change conversation. I wish you all the best with your initiatives, and I expect you will keep working for your community and adding more stability in the world. Thanks so much, Duncan.